Good morning, New Road. Today, Mike and I should have been coming to the end of our 2020 exhibition for Oxford Arts Week. And right now, we should have been leading your morning worship. Instead, with the help of others around the world, we offer this sequence of images and video clips that tell something of the reality on the ground in West Bengal, where Freeset is continuing to work this very day under extreme conditions. Most of the material you will see was recorded earlier in the week, and you will pick up the first signs of the massive cyclone Amphan that is now adding yet another layer to the anguish already gripping communities under lockdown for COVID-19. In preparation for this week, we have significantly renewed Painting for Freedom's increasingly tired website. It would be good to think that some of you will choose to visit it in the very near future. Our sole purpose through Painting for Freedom is to raise money in support of Freeset. And on the website, we're able to explain more fully the impact of the current crisis and just how Freeset is responding. We're glad to report that as the current crisis took hold, Painting for Freedom was able to send an immediate £5,000 that is already being put to work in some of the places you will see in this sequence. Here then is a brief greeting from Annie and Kerry Hilton, Freeset's original founders, who are currently back home in New Zealand. This clip was recorded at our 8 p.m. on Wednesday, the end of the UK's hottest day for the year so far. In New Zealand, it was 7 in the morning, still dark, and the air only just beginning to warm after a deep frost. As for India, sadly, it's impossible to predict what Cyclone Amphan will already have done by service time on Sunday.
Hi everyone, a New Road. Namaskar, kia ora. Kerry and Annie, formerly from Freeset, we're so glad that we've got this opportunity just to share a little bit of what's been happening with our communities over in West Bengal, Calcutta, Dhulian, Murshidabad. We're going to introduce you to some of our team over there. We've got Pastor Bashir up in Murshidabad. We've got Subendra and Priya who lead the work in Dhulian. And we have Frin, a fellow Brit, who's working in the Sonagachi area in Calcutta. And so we're really excited that you guys are wanting to see what's happening, and we want to thank you for your support.
Yeah, we really appreciate your interest and your support of Painting for Freedom, as well as Freeset and all the things that are going on with the work there. Just like the UK, then India is facing quite some challenges when it comes to the virus, and we feel that, and we're concerned that the worst is to come. But it's amazing the resilience of the people, particularly the women that are our friends and we consider family, in the way that they respond and look after each other. They're great challenges, but it's also a time when they pull together as well. Now, you know, we're in a time of distancing, aren't we? We're not socially distancing, we're actually distancing when it comes to being careful about the virus, but actually when it comes to being together, that's what they're really good at in terms of supporting one another. So some good things are coming out in that too, but there are some challenges ahead as well. So I want to thank you for your support there. Again, you'll get to see and hear from people that are on the ground, from the people that Annie's mentioned. So yeah, listen up, and hopefully you'll get a greater understanding, a better understanding of where things are going there. Of course, the cyclone that's just hit is pretty horrific. A number of people already dead from that as well. So we're concerned about that. We're not sure right now just how many of the women in the communities that we know, how they're affected, because it's the middle of the night for them as we speak. And so in a few hours, we're going to know a lot more about just what, what's come out of that as well. So it's like a double whammy really, with this virus and now this terrible cyclone. So thank you for your support. Thank you for your prayers. Appreciate you guys.
Hi, I'm Subhendu.
Hi, I'm Priya.
We are from Dulian and we are living here almost 5 years in this place, and we love this community and want to serve this community because we love and God has called us in this community to live. And me and my wife with our family, we are living here, and because of COVID-19 we see many people are struggling here, especially the Kalabagan lady. They don't have any income, and BD community people, they don't have any income, so they are struggling. So today we try to give some vegetables so that they can have something to survive. Also in West Bengal, COVID-19 is spreading very high ratio. So please pray for us and be with us and help us.
And like as you see us, you can see like we are giving vegetables. It's like they are very happy because they are getting lots of food from people and getting from us also. And we want to thank you.
Thank you.
Friends, this is Basir from Murshidabad, India. The lockdown has been started 25th March in India, and today almost 57th day that we are in lockdown period. Due to the lockdown, friends, so many people are suffering because they do not have work, they don't have the income. And the Murshidabad is a very backward district of West Bengal state. So many people goes from Murshidabad and they go to the Calcutta, the Bombay, the Kerala, and many other cities like Chennai. The most of the people are migrated laborers, and they have gone to different states of India, and their families are back in the villages. So since they don't have the income, don't have the money, and they are not able to send the money to their family also. So mainly the children are suffering for food, for other things also. God has spoken to my heart to help them by providing dry ration to them. So God has provided some ration to me, and I have distributed to many, at least 500 people got dry ration from me. Right now I am in the Butadanga land, the Freeset land. This is in Butadanga village. We are having a goatary here also. So many of the villagers from this Butadanga and surrounding villages like Gosdarpara, Gakunda, Hadgacha, many people goes to our Tuesday clinic, and they are our patients. And we have also given dry ration to the villages of Butadanga, Hadgacha, Gakunda. And today, friends, this another new the problem is coming to our country, especially as a cyclone has been started in the Bay of Bengal and is coming towards the coastal area and other villages of our West Bengal state. So most probably by 2 o'clock, this cyclone, which is called Amphan, is coming towards the Calcutta and the coastal area of West Bengal state. Even today, the geologist has given the news, the TV news has said that this cyclone also will be effect in Murshidabad is our district. So we need your prayer and we need your help. Thank you very much.
So we're about 8 weeks into the lockdown in India. So it'd be great to give you an update about what's happening in Shonagachi community. For the last 4 or 5 weeks of that, Shonagachi has been a containment zone. This is because there have been active cases in most of the main roads in Shonagachi, so they have barriered everything off and they are trying to restrict movement in and out of the area. The ladies that we know are doing really well. They are resilient as ever. They've faced a lot of hardship in life already and they are good at doing tough. They are bored and hoping this will be over, but they understand that it's important to stay inside. They are being creative and they are enjoying cooking and they are sleeping well and resting well. Some of the ladies who've had problems with alcohol before they've sobered up, and it's been very beautiful to have conversations with them and learn more about them from a place where they're thinking clearly. So pretty early on into the lockdown, it became apparent that access to food was a massive problem in Shonagachi because the ladies are basically daily wage earners, and thankfully the red light area has been shut down and customers are not able to come in. But it does mean that nobody has any income. So we've been able to get in there to provide food to people in Shonagachi. Initially, we made a contribution to the local government feeding scheme, and then we partnered up with some other NGOs as well, and were able to get food in a couple of times to about 500 of the most vulnerable. And now we are committed to supporting on a long-term basis about 100 women and their families that we are in close contact with who are struggling. We've been able to get in rice and dal, some of the essential items that people need, but the last time we were also able to put some sort of psychologically good things into the care packages. So we put some biscuits in and some sugar and tea leaves. And just things that will really help people's mental health during this time as well. We've also distributed between 2,000 to 3,000 masks into the community as well. And one amazing thing about that is we've been able to partner up with all the local clubs that operate in Shonagachi, as well as the police and the ward councillor. And we're supporting them with the people that they know who are vulnerable. And it's a real team effort. I've been so impressed by the local team we have here in Shonagachi. Shoma, who runs the Cup Community Centre, has just been exceptional in her organisation skills, and her husband David knows the community so well that he's been able to identify the best ways forward and the people most in need. And the young ladies who also work in our community centre and their families and brothers have been helping package things up and distribute. And I've had some beautiful conversations with some of these young people who are just so thankful to God for giving them this opportunity to help the community that they love so much. Even if the lockdown is lifted, I wouldn't think that the red light area will be allowed to operate due to the need for social distancing. So we're anticipating that this economic crisis in Shonagachi will continue for many, many months. So one of the things that we're just starting to explore right now is whether there is any possibility for the Nepalis and the Bangladeshis that we know to repatriate. Obviously this would be a big undertaking because they're not documented. The borders are currently shut. But we would like to be able to offer this opportunity to them if it's something that they want to do. Because a lot of them will be starting to realize that this is not economically viable and they just want to go home and be with family and somewhere safe for the duration of this pandemic. And I just want to thank you all so much for continuing to think about Shonagachi whilst the whole world is in crisis. Really appreciate you taking the time to be mindful of the situation here, and thank you so much for that.
Hi, Richard again. Many of you will recall the name of Mina. Quite a number bought a copy of the book published last year, gathering some of the pictures she created, mapping her personal story from refugee through years in line on the streets of Sonagachi, only later to become one of the longest serving and most respected leaders in the Freeset community. Here are a selection of the images that, thanks to Mina, Painting for Freedom now markets through its website, both as cards and prints. In the background, you can hear Mina in conversation over WhatsApp with Annie and Kerry in New Zealand. Viewers will be able to understand the Bangla for ourselves, but I am reliably informed by Annie that the gist of the conversation ran something like this. Mina talks about the impact of lockdown in a place where no work means no income and before long no food. She draws attention to the impressive commitment of many in her own community who are organising and distributing food parcels. It is clear that information is scarce. How many local people have been infected, just how many have died. She is confident, however, that people have clearly understood the importance of maintaining lockdown, of washing hands with soap, and staying at a distance from each other whenever possible. It is with Mina then, and in particular, in sight of her magnificent picture of a resilient Sonagachi woman, surely modelled on herself, that we bring this sequence to a close. We all realise that West Bengal is not the only region in the world in crisis. And we all know that charities everywhere, and not just Freeset, are struggling for funds. With all that in mind, however, Painting for Freedom is still glad for the opportunity this morning to draw your attention to this significant focus of need. We hope that sharing these stories will be helpful as we commit ourselves to enlarge our own global awareness and to become more effective in our own caring responses. We consider it a privilege to be able to draw particular attention to Freeset and to Painting for Freedom. Perhaps there will be those amongst us this morning for whom this presentation will prompt an additional creative response in these desperate times. On behalf of the women of Sonagachi then, thank you for watching and listening.